What's going on, guys? Platinum Jangus here. Welcome to the channel and my first ever video where I'm here to talk about all things gaming, all things PlayStation trophies. Just remember, if you do like the content, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Let's get on with the video. So here we go, guys. Now what I'd like to do first is just apologies in advance if there is any technical difficulties regarding sound, whether that be my voice, anything coming from the headset, any lighting issues. I've had a couple of technical difficulties which have caused a little problem, but hopefully we can power through that if anything was to occur. But here we are then on the beloved Psn Profiles, where I do spend most of my time if I'm not actually gaming or at work. I'm generally on this website. I think it goes into a lot of detail, whether it's a guide you're looking for or just general stats. I do think it's a brilliant page. Now, I do have some great ideas moving forward for where I'd like to go with the channel, but until I can get used to this whole YouTube craziness, I think what I'll do to begin with is what I enjoy the most, which is basically looking at trophy lists, seeing what people have played, what they haven't played, maybe what they've found easy, what they've found difficult, comparing that with sort of your own experiences. So yeah, and what I thought for the first video is you can at least get to know me a little bit, maybe have a little glance at some of the things that I've played as well. I was going to do a full deep dive, maybe going through the entire list so you can see pretty much everything I've played, but I had a little glance through. I've spoken to a friend about this as well, just talking about the games we enjoy, and we're talking a 2-3 hour conversation, so it wouldn't work out. So I'm going to keep it simple, just go through some of the basic stats. You find out about me, as I say, and yeah, and then what I'll look to do is maybe start things with a trophy list series. I've already got a few people lined up that I'm going to do that on. And then from there, I'd love it if you guys could, drop me a comment on the video. I'll certainly pop you on the list and we can look at, working through and getting everyone done. It'll be great to see what everyone's playing. Really looking forward to it. I will drop a link to the Discord in there as well, where I will give people priority for a trophy list review by doing it via that method, but I'm happy for it to come through YouTube as well, and I will certainly get to it. But yeah, let's just crack on, and we'll have a little glance through. I'll try not to make this video too long or waffle on too much with it being the first kind of video. But yeah, for trophies, for me, I mean, I was a completionist even before trophies were really a thing. I've always, even going back to when I started gaming, which is like Mega Drive days and the first Nintendo, that kind of thing, I'm always trying to complete games to 100%, even if you had nothing to kind of show for it. So for PlayStation to bring the trophy support out, it's been really good. I didn't kind of get stuck into it straight away. I did have a little dip off with playing such a wide variety of games. I got kind of stuck in this hole of just playing FIFA with my mates, playing a lot of Call of Duty online. It really kind of sucked me in, especially when COD 4 first came out, and it was just groundbreaking, and spending so much time with friends on that, which was unbelievable. But it kind of steered me away from what I do love, which is playing so many games, getting them finished, and now ultimately getting the trophies to show for it. So yeah, we'll just kind of go through. I know you guys can read, but in case there's guys out there like me that like to just listen to these things in the background, sometimes I'll read things out as well. So I'm currently 659 on trophy level, not majorly important, but that's what it is. We're sitting at 15,587 trophies overall, 389 of those being platinum, 2,703 of those being gold. We've got 3,442 silver and 9,053 bronze, which is pretty good. I'd like to say, I don't want to big myself up, blow smoke at my own, backside. It's pretty good. And to say, and I'll hold my hand up to this, I do play a lot of easy games, a lot of those sweaty games, your Rata like East Asia Soft, stuff like that, because you kind of have to if you want to stay high on the leaderboards, which I'm a little bit obsessed with. I wish I wasn't, but it kind of is what it is. But I don't feel that kind of the gold to bronze ratio is all that bad. I have seen some trophy lists and it's quite balanced across the board, and it does give a good indication that there's a lot of easy games, maybe multiple stacks of the same game, which I don't do. I generally, the only game you'll see more than once is if it's a bigger game, which I don't mind doing, of course, or which has quite recently been given like cross-buy stuff, so I'm buying it, you're getting the PS4 and PS5 version, I'll do it. I've paid a few quid for the game, I'll do it on both, but I'm certainly not buying it in North America and Japan and everything like that as well. It's not for me personally. If you do it, then fantastic, more platinums, but I try to not do that, as well as auto popping as well. That's not for me as well. So that's the trophies themselves. I've played 470 games. 373 of those have been completed to 100%. Which it's difficult. I mean, the sheer amount of DLC that's coming out for games now, it is kind of hard to complete everything to 100%. The minute you do a game now, they drop a DLC, it's either not to my liking and I don't want it, or it's crazy expensive, and you just can't justify it, not with the amount of games that are kind of coming out. The percentage 94.35, which I think is really good. Again, I don't want to bring myself too much up here, but I like to, when I look at these lists, I feel 80% and above, it really tells me a lot. I think if you're finishing 4 out of 5 of your games to 100%, then that's pretty good going. Anything above that, fantastic. It was kind of pushing 95%, which is where I'm trying to get back to, but I have recently started the Skywalker Saga Lego, and also Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, so that's kind of dropped that off a little, which we'll push it back up, not a problem. The unearned trophies, 978, which is a lot. I see people with a lot more, but I've seen some with a lot less. Again, it's difficult. There's so much DLC and things now, especially things like, I think what I have on my list is a good example. Call of Duty. I quite often either platinum them or I get very close, and then they drop out like 4 zombie packs, for example, all having like 10 trophies each, something like that anyway. And then these games are getting close to 100 trophies. I'm only getting maybe 40 or 50 of them, so it's quite easy that these can mount up. 5.69 trophies a day, which again is good, but I am playing a lot of these easy games, so there's days where I'm getting like 40, 50 trophies a day, so it's easy to see why that is the number it is. The views, I don't actually know where these are coming from, but it is nice to see that people are checking the page out. I've got it like linked on my Instagram and stuff, and maybe people are coming through that way, but it is nice to to see that people are having a little browse, see what I'm doing, kind of thing. World rank 4016, and the country rank being the UK, as you can see in the corner, 447. It's been like this for a little while. It is very hard to kind of do much more at this point. As I sort of mentioned at the start, being obsessed with the numbers, I kind of am a little bit, and I wish I wasn't, but when I see a leaderboard, I do just want to be higher up on it. It's always been the same, but I'm kind of at a point now where it has just sort of plateaued. It's very difficult unless you buy in these easy games and buy region stacking it and that kind of thing. It's very difficult to kind of push it up. I mean, for example, now I'll be playing Lego, I'll be playing Stranger of Paradise, and while I'm doing that, I can see myself slowly dropping down, and then I'll have to pick up 2 or 3 of these easy titles just to bring it back to there, and it's just a constant cycle of the same thing. But we'll try not to worry too much about that, but it's something I do try and push up if I can. But yeah, it's making it quite difficult. Now, as I say, I've got 470 games. I was going to go through the whole list, but we're probably talking a couple of hours, and I know you don't want to see that on the first video especially. So we'll just have a couple, look at a couple of the stats anyway, and then maybe in the future, if there's enough requests for it, if you guys like listening to me, we'll maybe go through the list in full. You can have a look at all the games I've played in the past. Maybe start with the trophy cabinet. I do need to look at changing this. I mean, you'll see something which is glaringly obvious, and that I play a lot of FIFA. They are generally quite rare because it does have such a high player base. Not only that, but the platinums are sometimes quite difficult, especially with the Ultimate Team, getting to higher divisions, that kind of stuff. Sometimes the Volta trophies, especially FIFA 20, which is why it's my rarest platinum of all, was really annoying. I think I played not exaggerating here, 500 or 600 games of Volta just to get the avatar to a certain level. But yeah, I had it kind of listed in rarity order. I just thought it looked better seeing all your rarest ones, but it is kind of bugging me a little bit that it does just say FIFA. So I think what I'm going to maybe look at doing is sort of changing that and putting in like my proudest ones, because there are games that I've done. I'll give a couple. For example, I have got the platinum for Cuphead, which is potentially my proudest one. Fall Guys, I did legitimately one of my proudest. I've done Bloodborne, I've done Neo, those types of games, and really I should have those listed in there if we're being, we're being completely honest. So yeah, I should really have a little look at the cabinet and maybe go through. I'll drop it down real quick. I mean, you'll see there the rarest trophies. There's a few sort of in the mix there from NBA 2K16, which I just dabbled with. I'm not a big basketball fan, but it was free back then. I give it a try. And the trophies are always really rare for the NBA games. Trackmania Turbo, which I do need to go back. I don't have the platinum for that, but I should really jump back in because it would be my rarest of all. I'll show you a couple of the milestones. My latest one being an easy platinum ultra mission. If you do, as I say, at any stage want to just pause the video and and have a little look what's on screen, feel free. I'll kind of take it back to sort of where I started, because I did have a profile on the PS3, but it was when I was really playing just Call of Duty and FIFA, and I wanted to just do a clean slate. I know a lot of people do say should I start a fresh list, or sorry, a fresh profile so I can be at 100%. I generally would say no if you've put a lot of effort in, but I literally had like FIFA, Call of Duty on there. There was Final Fantasy 13, just a couple of basic games, all like 1 and 2%, nothing major. So I thought I'll go fresh. So yeah, my first trophy on here, which was I believe November 2014. Which was on FIFA 15. Infamous Second Son being my first platinum as well, which was a really good game. I think it was a launch title on the PS4 and a very solid game at that. I do enjoy the Infamous games. Looking at because I know some people like to look at ultra rares, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've got 166 ultra rares, which I think is pretty good going. It sort of seems to be in the middle when I look at a range of sort of trophy hunters. But yeah, 166 ultra rares, and I thought maybe what I would do is if I drop it into the actual trophy log, you'll see there I've just been playing Lego today, so I've had a couple of trophies is on that. But yeah, if I was to drop it in by rarity, and then if we do this by platinum, let's hope if I click the right one, and we'll maybe have a look at them this way rather than going through the entire trophy list. I'll let you have a look at some of the sort of the rarer ones, so you can see the ones you've already looked at, going from FIFA 20 being the rarest down to GTA 5 is sort of the 10th one. Yeah, I've got a knack with FIFA. I've played football games for a long time. Pretty much, I think I started like FIFA 94 or something like that. And I wish I didn't love football as much, because FIFA does annoy me a little bit at times. But I understand they're now making changes, so the title as well. So let's see where it goes from here. It's yeah, a lot of FIFA. Yeah, just kind of going down. We've got Battlefront, Dirt Rally 2, Steep, which was a tricky one, getting all gold medals, Fall Guys, which, yeah, I did legitimately. I know there was a, I think it was May of 21, there was an exploit where you could get the infallible trophy in a way. I'm not sure how that kind of worked, but you can see from the date, this was like a month after it was given free. I did it the 4th of September. Yes, I did it legit, but also at this moment in time, people weren't very good as well. So although I do agree it was impressive to get it legit, but yeah, people weren't very good. You were playing with a lot of people who had no idea. I was fortunate in the final round on 4 out of 5 occasions. I got, if you guys are aware of it, Hexagon with the final round. I just kind of had a knack to it, especially at that point when people weren't sure how to play. They're kind of just running around like crazy, and all the platforms are just dropping. But if you just kind of use a bit of common sense, there is a small window where you can stand on the hexagons, wait and just jump from one to the next. When someone else has maybe dropped 20, 30 platforms, you've maybe jumped on 5 of them, and you find that they've all fallen at the bottom and you're still just taking it easy at the top, jumping from platform to platform. I got that 4 out of 5 times, which was really nice, because you kind of couldn't lose it with that technique. And then it was I can't remember the name of it, like tail tag, but the one in the final, I managed to come out on top, so that was good. Just Cause 3, I enjoy the Just Cause games. I've done Just Cause 4 as well. I'm not sure how rare it is. I don't know if it'll be sort of coming up, but yeah, they are what they are. Bit of fun, a lot of explosions and action, and just defying the laws of physics. It's just a lot of fun. For another FIFA game, the only one that doesn't kind of come up in the top 10. It was a little easier this year. So yeah, that one's sort of actually, looking at the rarity, it was over 4%, so I don't know, because it's now free and I suppose it's added a lot more players, that has diluted that percentage a little bit, but I imagine that in no time will shoot back up. Advanced Warfare, Battlefront 2, really happy they added being able to fight bots, because I was really struggling to get to level 50. It was taking so long, and then they added this other mode in, and you could just go around just annihilating stormtroopers, getting crazy scores in one game. Really helped. I did it on I think it was a triple XP weekend they did, and it made a big difference. Knack, although just a cartoony platformer, it was really difficult, especially on the hard mode. You need to have a lot of patience for it. Last of Us, one of the best games ever made. Loved it. Mass Effect Andromeda, I enjoyed it. I know it got panned. A lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was pretty cool. I really liked it. Mafia 3, Dying Light, Mad Max. A shame you can't, I think this is still the case, but you can't get the Platinum Trophy for that anymore. Due to one of the challenges, that you need to be connected to their servers, which are now shut down. It's a bit annoying. Oh yeah, Just Cause 4 is in there. Avengers, people have a lot of opinions on this. I actually didn't mind it. I didn't have any bugs, no problems. My only real issue was there was a lack of maps, should we say. I suppose when you were doing the 50 highs, you're just kind of running the same thing, running through the same forest, going down the same elevator, down the same corridors to fight Taskmaster or Abomination, and it just was on a loop. A little bit annoying, but I didn't actually mind the game overall. It was pretty good. The Surge, which I've done recently, me and a friend, actually, we've really gotten into the Souls-like games. Even the games where you can't play co-op, we're kind of playing at the same time, so we're using the pin-in picture. I might have got that totally wrong, but on the PS5, where you can play whilst watching your friend, we're kind of doing that and helping each other through. So if I'm getting stuck on a boss and maybe he hasn't, or vice versa, we're just kind of helping each other along. I think it's massively helpful, because these games can get quite stressful, so when you're kind of at boiling point and you're maybe close to smashing a joypad or calling it for the day or getting really angry, you do have that voice of reason on the headset just kind of helping you, and we're doing it for each other. We've done The Surge, we've done Bloodborne, we've done a couple of games now together, and it works. Definitely, if you like these kind of games and maybe won't play them because you think it is going to grind your gears, see if you've got a pal who can jump in and sort of play at the same time. It makes a whole lot of difference. Onrush, Horizon Chase Turbo, I'm quite surprised these are as rare as they are. Beach Buggy Racing, it's just a typical kart racer, like a Crash Team Racing type, picking up weapons, chucking projectiles at people to make them spin out, but there are a lot of grindy trophies in it, so I can kind of see why that's sort of where it is. Need for Speed, Tabletop Racing, another Need for Speed, Swords of Ditto, which I hadn't actually heard about. I don't know if you guys have. Some of you will, some definitely won't have. How do I explain it? Yeah, it's kind of top down, very colourful art style. You can play with a friend. I actually play with my wife, and she's a gamer as well, has her own PS5, so it's a really good arrangement for me, that I can play games whenever and not get into trouble. So yeah, we play a lot of games together, and we played this one. Very good, sort of top down RPG. I'd definitely check it out if you're looking for something to play, with a friend. It was enjoyable. Titanfall 2, loved it. Never expected it to be so good. One of the best first-person shooter campaigns I think I've played. I really enjoyed it. There was only the one trophy there. I can't remember the name of the trophy now, but running the gauntlet in the time, something about becoming the master, I think. Took me a few tries, maybe an hour or so, but not too bad with a little bit of practice. Watchdogs Cyberpunk, which I loved. Really glad I waited. I was so excited for this game, and it's very, very rare that I will listen to anybody when it comes to gaming, because I know a lot of people just like to hate games or find something that they don't enjoy. I always find the positives, but it was kind of so bad I had to take a step back on this occasion. I'm really glad I did, because I got the PS5 copy when it came out, and it was unbelievable. Very, very few bugs. I think a handful of things where some items were maybe a little bit off the ground when picking them up. The odd pedestrian was maybe a foot off the ground, and I had one where I was going through a tunnel and it was raining through the tunnel, but nothing game breaking. It was more funny than anything, the things I did see. COD 4 Modern Warfare, loved it. Took too much of my time back in the day, as I previously mentioned, but I was quite happy to get stuck in, do the platinum. So a look, Human Fall Flat, enjoyed it. They keep bringing DLC out, which is great that it keeps getting supported, but it's a nightmare when you go back on your list and you see that one of your games has lost its 100%, and I'm thinking, what's going on? Oh, it's Human Fall Flat, so I'll check that first now. I've recently put that back on, as you'll see, 7th of April, jumped back in, done I think it's called Lumber, the latest DLC pack. It wasn't too bad, very easy, just to get the 100% back. Uncharted 4, one of the best games ever, love Uncharted. Crash 3, which is the only Crash game I have platinumed in the series, regrettably. I am only about 3 time trials off doing the first one, so I need to put that back in and get that boxed off, and then maybe try the others. 4 I don't think will ever happen. 4's ridiculously hard. Some of the levels, just playing them through the story was a bit much, so I can't see that happen. I don't like to throw the towel in, but I might have to on this occasion. Riders Republic is pretty good. I think they learned, what they did from like Steep and the Crew, and it was a decent package. Just annoying going for the platinum. You're doing the mass races. They were only available every 30 minutes. You couldn't just do them when you wanted. So to do 50 of them, it did take a long time. Deadpool, thoroughly enjoyed it. I think other than the South Park games, it's probably the game that, although it's definitely not one of my favourite games, it's probably one of the games I've had the most fun with and laughed. There's a lot of laughs to be had. Nolan North does very well voicing Deadpool. There's a whole lot of fun to be had with that. I don't know for certain, but I think it's hard to get now. I don't know if it's you can't buy it or it's something like that. But if you can get a copy of it, get it played, it's great. The Division, brilliant. I enjoy both of those games. I still haven't finished the second one. I need to go back in, but love the first. Infamous, which is actually, crazy enough, the only PS3 Platinum I have because of changing profiles for the PS4. I picked this up off PS Now just because I wanted to go back to them. And I don't know why I didn't carry on with some PS Now games. Probably my backlog. It's over 100 games. When I say over 100 games, I don't mean a list of games I want or that are on a wish list. These are games that I own, whether it be physical, digital. I'm a sucker for a sale, so when these options come up on the PS Store, I just can't help myself. I buy them, they sit there, and some are still sat there years later, so I need to stop. Assassin's Creed, I think I'm going to go with Unity, I think that one is. Again, I can only see the name of the trophy on this screen, but yeah, I'm pretty certain that's Unity. I didn't mind it. Again, I got this late. I think it was a bit messy on release, but certainly when I played it in 2018, it was a good experience. Doom, loads of fun. How do you describe it? You're just kicking people's heads in for 20, 30 hours or whatever it was. It was a lot of fun. It was good. I can't wait to play Doom Eternal. A friend of mine keeps banging on about it. He's a big fan of it, so I'm going to take his word, get stuck into Doom Eternal very soon. F1 2021, which I absolutely loved. I love the Formula 1. I stopped playing the games for a while though, but I've got back into them, and yeah, it looks great. Best Formula 1 game ever made, but I have seen stuff of F1 22 and it looks phenomenal. Can't wait to play that at the end of June. And then I think we'll finish it with, because these pages, they have 50 per page, so I think if we sort of finish off with this one, so I don't want to take too much time up, especially in the first video when there's so much we can talk about in others. But the last one being Fallout 4. I played this actually a few years ago, and for the life of me, I could not get the Benevolent Leader trophy. I tried everything. I followed guides online, to the point where I had well-established, well-run, well-oiled sort of towns almost, and couldn't get it. And then I ended up actually getting the trophy by having a settlement with one person and just a load of random items scattered everywhere. So I might have had like 100 turnips, 100 tomatoes, 100 oil cans, just random things, 50 sofas. Just it looked messy as hell, but it actually ended up working. I found a video online which was super helpful. Yeah, so I'm really glad that I was able to, kind of box that one off really. But yeah, that's kind of the sort of the top 50 rarest. There's obviously some further on, which I can maybe talk about another time, that are more impressive. As I say, I do have Neo, I do have Bloodborne, Cuphead, but they just don't appear this high up. I could be mistaken, but I think things like Bloodborne, it's kind of tailored to a certain type of player. So the people who do play it tend to finish it. So I think it's like 20% or just over 20% rarity, which makes it seem like it's not that bad to get. But I think it's just because it has such a dedicated player base. Not everyone's playing, Bloodborne. People who are playing it are the people who can do it. So it seems like it's more common because of that. But yeah, there's certainly some harder games, further back, and that's something I can maybe look at, especially rearranging the trophy cabinet as well. Couple of daft stats we could maybe finish off with. I think, again, you can pause these if you want to have a sort of a little look at it. It just gives you an overview of the games you've played and on what platform, the trophy you've got, and which ones they are. You can sort of see the percentages of the games here. So you'll see what I try to do is on Psn Profiles is get everything above 50% and have an A rank. So I'm not one of these people that'll put myself through the pain of getting the platinum, getting the 100%. If I'm not enjoying myself, I'll get it to above 50, which generally happens as you're naturally playing, and then I'll leave it. Gaming and enjoyment should come first. As much as I love trophies, you shouldn't be putting yourself through some of the things you do just to finish a game off. Put it down, get on something you enjoy, just to prevent that burnout and that lull. You don't want that. But yeah, I'll try and get everything over 50%. These are nothing, but let's have a look out of curiosity, because it has been a while since I've checked these out. So for anyone who hasn't seen these, it's just the sort of the time of day and which day of the week that is the most popular for your trophies popping. So you'll see that Sunday is actually my most popular day, which is potentially going to be the case for a lot of people who maybe have a Monday to Friday job, for example. I don't have that now. I work kind of weird shift patterns, so it might over time change, but I was working Monday to Friday rather for years. So Sunday was always game day. And you'll see 2,939 trophies just on a Sunday. Looking at the times here, that seems to be the highest one. Yeah, between 8 and 9 o'clock, 1,348. So yeah, probably a popular time for most. Sort of getting into the evening while you're settling down. You've had your dinner, you're ready to relax, play some video games. And I think the only times I haven't popped a trophy is between 3 and 5 o'clock. Yeah, I'm very surprised, because I've had a few wild, late nights, so that does surprise me why I don't have any there. But yeah, I think I'll probably, on this occasion, I'll leave it there. I said there's loads to delve into here, but I don't want the video to be too long, especially with it being the first video. I don't want you guys to get bored and switch off. But if you have stayed till the end, I really appreciate it. I honestly do. It's the first time I've ever done this. I feel a bit weird, talking into a camera, into my laptop, just talking to myself while my wife's downstairs, probably listening and having a giggle. It is a bit, a bit bizarre. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. As I say, I'm going to stick to what what I enjoy doing and what I enjoy looking at first, and I'll do a series around trophy list reviews. Got a few lined up, but yeah, anyone who sees this, anyone who wants to get theirs sort of looked at and scrutinised by me, not that I have any right, but I'm very intrigued to see what you guys have been playing. Drop me a message. As I say, you can drop it in YouTube, but anything that does come through the Discord, which as I say, I will leave a link for, they will get priority. But yeah, really looking forward to seeing what you guys have played. Compare yourself with me, see how much better you are. But yeah, it should be exciting. As I said, I've got some great ideas for the future as well, which I'll start implementing once I can kind of get used to all of this and the editing side. And once I speed things up and make it more efficient, we can sort of churn this out a lot quicker and bring in the other ideas I've got. But yeah, I think sort of for now, we'll leave it there. And yeah, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, please like, comment, subscribe. It means a lot to me. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.